Well, hold on a second. Let me ask this question. The kids that are science majors, some of their courses, chemistry and biology, have a lab component. How do you do that virtually? Because when I did it, we were dissecting cats and whatever else. I don't know how you do that virtually. And those kids end up becoming doctors. So they've never done the lab work physically, who ultimately become physicians without doing dissections and stuff. I mean, I don't know how that works. Now, I think that's the area where there needs to be some conversation.
You asking me, and I ain't got the answers. So, but I think when you look at that, I think you got
somebody help us out in the comments on that one. Somebody somewhere,
I think,
is about to be a doctor.
There's something there though. Like when you look at it, going further down, like not college, not high school, but elementary. We got kids like in the hood. The kids like over here in Southeast in DC.
Yeah.
These kids not in school. Sometimes the only meal they get is from school. Sometimes the only love and care that they get is from school because their house is so crazy, the family situation, whatever. And now they're not getting this in-person instruction. How the fuck are they supposed to move on from that? Like, how are they getting just the basics of education?
Yeah.
When you stuck in the house now, your house, listen, that $1,200 done ran out. That first stimulus check has been gone.
Yeah, that been gone. Yeah.
My dad
unless you took it and flipped it. And I mean, I don't know what you would put your money in.
Dad in jail. Mom spent half of it on some dope and spent the other half on whatever the fuck.
Some red bottoms.
And like you stuck in the hood and like you might eat one time a day and your second meal might be chips.
And welcome back to Yahoo Finance on the Move. As we watch markets, we're also watching this argument nationwide over sending children back to school. But perhaps lost in that discussion is the fact that several millions of disadvantaged youth still need to eat on a regular basis. And they get those meals, in some cases, from their school lunch programs. Somebody who's familiar with this issue and combating hunger is Barbara Tim Brock. She's joining us and is also the president of K through 12 by Elior. So we appreciate you joining us from San Jose, California. A lot of people seem to forget that that meal that so many children get at school is the one healthy meal they get every day. How is your organization helping keep these children nutritiously fed?
Yeah, thank you, Adam. It is a reality that there are about 11 million food insecure kids and 22 million that receive free and reduced lunch. And if you think about it, those kids actually need 3 meals a day, 365 days a year, but we're there to help them half of the year. And the school lunch program serves breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner, so they can actually get several meals. And I think it's fair to say in our over 50 years of working with schools that there has never been a year like this. And we have had to pivot. I think a lot of businesses are talking about that word pivot. And we have shifted from serving freshly prepared meals in the classroom to some of our other products where we're able to work with the schools and provide boxed meals for families to pick up. We've delivered them by bus. We've gone to neighborhoods. We've certainly used a variety of methods to get children fed.
So what is happening like with them when you in the crib and you stuck and you doing this online education and then like teachers was like, yo, the kid's not jumping on, and when they on and not paying attention, but they like, look, the kids can't articulate it, but what they really dealing with is my house is fucking nuts.
Yeah, I'm with you on it.
My name is Mara Teakin, and I'm an associate professor of education at Bates College. And I study rural education. We know that students don't learn as well when they're under stress. And this is a stressful time. There's all kinds of economic stressors and then, worrying about health. And then you think about who the pandemic has disproportionately hit. It's disproportionately hit Black and brown communities and low-income communities. So then we think about, okay, which children are facing the most stress and what is that going to mean for their learning?
In America, we have held up education as being the greatest equalizer. Do you find that to be the case?
No, not at all. It all always goes back to lack of resources. So I think somebody in a school with the resources and with the funding they need you're not going to burn out as quickly as a lot of us in these like Title I schools. And I know like a lot of the things that I ended up needing from my classroom just had to come out of my own pocket.
I'm with you on that. I think that's why I got to give a shout out to Brother Harold McCrae, who's the principal over here at
Stanton Elementary in Southeast DC.
You need a person like him because he understands that not everybody's home environment looks the same. So yeah, you giving out a Chromebook to all the kids, but some of them got Wi-Fi, some of them don't. Some of them got distractions in the crib, some of them don't. And I think he's somebody that, can understand the dynamics. That's why you have to have diversity at some of these schools, because some folks get it and some don't. And you talked about some real stuff, that some of these kids' only meal is when they go to school. And, that's something that in some areas we understood it. That's why they started, to bust the meals over to the kids, even at their crib, because they realized that. But I mean, man, like you said, there was a point in America where they thought that robotics and automation could take place of a human being. I mean, this said we can reduce our workforce and plug it in with automation. And I think what we're realizing is that doesn't quite work. There's nothing like the human touch.
No, but I think this situation is really exposing and exploiting the neighborhoods that are lacking the funding, lacking the attention from whatever local government, whatever local officials. They didn't give a fuck before, and now they really don't care. But now those people are struggling.
Yeah.
They have, what the fuck way are they going to talk about it? Like, how are they going to get that word out? Like, hey, look, I was struggling when the world was normal.
Right.
But
it's a surge upon a surge.
Yeah, like
it's what Fauci said.
Luckily, mom was dad might have been working whatever odd job, odd days they could, but now I'm stuck home. My mom worked at a retail store. That was the way she brought a check home to feed me. But now that retail store been shut down for the past 10 months.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
What the fuck is happening now? Like, and if you're talking about a kid that's supposed to be jumping online, but all right, I'm logging on to go to class for the day when I'm 7 years old. But mom got another 3-year-old. So 3-year-old running around crazy. Mom in there, and if she got a doctor's appointment, gotta go somewhere, whatever, guess what? I got to go with her.
Right.
All the kids got. So guess what? I'm not online that day. Or if mom is still working, she got to drop me off to grandma. Is grandma logging me the fuck on every day? Does she even know what we talking about?
Granny? How old is Granny these days?
Well,
Granny my age. Yeah, I'm about to hear Granny my age. Granny only 40?
Yeah, that's facts.
Granny got a Brazilian. Granny fuck around and have some grandpa. So fuck around that Granny. Webb hollered at Granny at the bus stop.
Of course she was playing the
I got grandkids age. That's funny. Granny gets younger, dog. Gotta be careful with Granny.
But that even mean so Granny could still be going to a job.
Yeah.
Or have to log on to some shit she got to do working from home. Who's really policing these kids and making sure that they checking in online? Like, this shit, it's not designed to help us.
Well, in my particular situation, so my daughter still goes. She's in pre-K. So she still goes to the facility for, her pre-K program. I got my son at home who's in kindergarten. And oftentimes his classmates, they got twins in the crib. They got 3 kids in the crib in 3 different grades at 3 different schools. Mm-hmm. And you got a parent in the crib trying to orchestrate that. Meanwhile, he got a job, right? So he got to be able to work virtually and, take care of 3 kids who are in a school virtually. And it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. It's unfortunate what this virus has done to us.
Well, it is what it is. We're gonna see if they come out with this vaccine and we can move on. But whatever.